You know that 2004 movie called I, Robot, where Will Smith plays a technophobic cop in the year 2035 in an era where there is one robot to every 3 humans, and he has to investigate crimes committed against humanity by these robots. Well, that scenario, the rise of the robots, is actually happening in society. Figure AI, a $2.6 billion robotics startup backed by Jeff Bezos, Nvidia, Microsoft, and in partnership with OpenAI, released its newest humanoid on Monday, August 5th, and the first customer of Figure 02 was BMW at their Spartanburg manufacturing plant in Greer, South Carolina. This is an 8 million square foot campus that employs over 11,000 people. And Figure 02 lived up to the claim by founder Brett Adcock, where Figure 02 is set up to be the world's first commercially viable autonomous robot. This is a revolution for how humanoids are going to work and function going forward, and it's really going to bring about the rise of the robots. The second week of August 2024 is a huge milestone because that is the week that the world's first autonomous humanoid, Figure 02, actually installed a chassis inside a BMW without any human oversight. Now, this task is classified as a complex task, and the humanoid completed it on its own without any errors. Figure AI's humanoid Figure 02 is currently the world's most advanced humanoid. That could change with big players in this space like Elon Musk's Tesla bot, Agility Robotics, and companies from China that are producing humanoids that get better and better literally week after week. And this is the beginning of a scenario like iRobot or even the Jetsons with Rosie the Robot, where you have humanoids inside factories, warehouses, retail stores, grocery chains, and even homes doing your cooking and your laundry. I, for one, can't wait to hire a humanoid to take care of the house chores. Elon Musk has said that he sees the demand for humanoids on the same level as the global demand for cars, and he believes that the humanoid market will surpass the electric car market in value, which is why his companies are hard at work on making the Tesla bot Optimus better and better. He believes that we will scale up very rapidly to 1 billion plus humanoid robots on the streets, inside buildings, inside homes. With Figure 02 in particular, there's been massive breakthroughs in how humanoids can function. Just look at the difference in the hand and how it works in their latest model versus the 01, which launched at the beginning of this year. This is the most human-like we've ever seen a robot hand. There's no bulk in the wrist. The thumb has this incredible degree of freedom in movement. In short, the engineering is beautiful. I would describe Figure 02 as elegant. It's not scary, it doesn't land in the uncanny valley, and it's got this sleek technological feel. This year, the advancements in robotics, the physical replication of human behavior has been remarkable, just as much as the replication of human reasoning, the neural nets, communication, text. While large language models get better and better, and we have the computing necessary to run them, and yes, we're seeing hiccups. For example, Nvidia's chip Blackwell had some errors when it came out, and now there's a 3-month hold on the release of that chip. The demand for that chip is insane. Both Google and Meta have individually placed orders for more than 400,000 chips. The Blackwell chips are going to be remarkable when they come out because they actually have a 30 times increase in performance while reducing energy consumption as much as 25%. So 30x more performance for 25% less energy consumption. That's pretty amazing. But this is an imperfect process. The AI chips were found out to be imperfect when they were close to shipping the chips. Somebody didn't catch these errors early enough, and now they have to go and actually delay the release of these chips by 3 months. Going back to the breakthrough with humanoids. The breakthrough of the second week of August, bringing about a successful deployment of the world's first commercially viable autonomous humanoid robot, really creates this flywheel effect that we're now going to see in robotics, AI, and automation as a whole. If you have 1,000 or 1,000,000 or even one day 1,000,000,000 robots walking around interacting with the real world that connects back to the data and the neural nets, the LLMs, the language models, well, then we're going to see the growth of functional AI that can scale infinitely. And that's when we approach the realm of artificial general intelligence. AI is still narrow, it's still limited to specific goals it's built around. But when AI can take in the real world, real time, and that goes into AI, and when computing catches up, by 2030, supposedly we might have quantum computing, we might have nuclear energy. Nuclear energy, by the way, is 8,000 times more efficient than traditional fossil fuels like oil, coal, gasoline, etc. Well, then we're just looking at mass efficiency scaling, where artificial intelligence can be rapidly replicated and it spreads like wildfire. Now, what does this do for jobs and the economy? What does the rise of the robots mean for humanity and what we can do on Earth? If you've watched any other videos on my YouTube channel, I've been speaking about AI since I started working in it full time. I started working in it in January of 2023 and I started talking about it in January of 2024. Well, then you know that I'm a critical thinker, and after looking at the systems in our world from education to how work happens, I believe we've fallen into a rut that is very unhealthy. And polls and studies have confirmed this. Over 1 billion people were studied, and it was found that over 70% of them are unhappy at work. So what we have right now, it could be argued, is super broken. Why not change this up dramatically? Why not let AI and robotics completely shift our world if we can make sure that it goes in the right direction? If automation allows us to get back to existing in a state of human being instead of 24/7 human doing, well, I would argue that creates a much healthier human race. But is that just me being optimistic, or is that realistic? So first of all, let's look at the economy and what's going to happen with the rise of the robots. So as I mentioned, Figure 02 is a huge breakthrough for the physical side of the replication of how we work as humans, because it's the world's first commercially viable autonomous robot built for complex and even unsafe tasks without human oversight. But this is the result of a year of rapid progressions in humanoid development. In April of 2024, Amazon, the world's second largest private employer, deployed over 750,000 robots, their largest number of robots yet, to work alongside their humans. And that meant a decrease in hiring 100,000 humans. And as these robots get better and better, like what we're seeing in the engineering that's going into Figure 02, you're not going to need 7 robots for every 1 human. In fact, 1 robot could potentially do the work of 7 humans. Figure 02, which was rebuilt from Figure 01 from the ground up, can handle almost 50 pounds of weight. It can perform tasks autonomously because it has 3 times the compute the previous model had, and 3 times the inference capabilities. It also has a vision language model that enables the robot to perform common sense visual reasoning at unprecedented speeds. And Brett Adcock's goal as the founder of Figure AI is to get this model not just into warehouses but homes, make it realistic for everyone to own one of these. And the idea presented is a potential lease, where for just $2,500 a month, and this cost could drop, you get a robot that can work up to 20 hours a day. Right now, adding 1 million people to the workforce costs us $100 billion, and it takes 20 years. But right now, with the breakthroughs in physical humanoids this year, if we were to add 1 million working humanoids to society, it would cost us a fraction, just 10 billion, and take 1 year. And one day soon, we'll be able to build these like we do cars and smartphones. Humanoids will be one of the most profitable physical categories ever. Because before the year 2035, humanoids will cost employers less than $1 per hour, and by 2045, under 10 cents an hour. And it can work 3 times as much per week. When you think about what this could do for goods and services, it's a good thing. Going back to the example of Amazon, deploying 750,000 robots, which include Agility Robotics, Digit, and a robot from Sequoia. Amazon can't actually find warehouse workers. It's not that they're replacing people. While they are, they're also filling a gap in the workforce. And they're putting these robots next to specialized workers rather than replacing them. With the rise of the robots entering the workforce and even the home, productivity will skyrocket. Goods and services will get infinitely cheaper and even better quality, and humanity could be freed up to get back to doing what we love and existing, being, rather than having to show up and do all the menial work that robots can now do. Is this such a bad thing? Well, of course, what happens when there are no jobs? What happens to humanity? Will there be mass homelessness? Will there be an uprising? Are we looking at a dystopian future that leaves us all destitute in the slums? That hasn't happened yet. We haven't figured out this new economy yet. The truth is, the rise of the robots will increase mass economical prosperity, decreasing the cost of everything and increasing the quality of what we get. What we do with the profits is the question. Are we going to build some form of UBI, a universal basic income to sustain humanity? Are we going to take these profits and redistribute them? Can we disassociate that idea from past Nazism and communism, where that went completely wrong? And can we shape something that's actually good for society, that allows us to be happy with life? These are the big questions. I still believe in humanity. I think there's room to solve them. I think there's room to get back to being a human being. Thanks for going down the AI rabbit hole with me. If you have thoughts on the rise of the robots, I'd love to know in the comments. And as always, I'll see you down the next rabbit hole.